The discovery shocked the military world. A 4-5-ton Panther tank buried in the dark basement of a suburban villa in northern Germany. It wasn't a wreck, it wasn't destroyed in battle. It was hidden, preserved, stored like a weapon waiting for a war that never came back. But while historians debated the restoration of the steel, a deeper question remained. Why here? Why in these specific coordinates? In military strategy, a Panther is a mobile fortress. You don't bury your best shield unless you are covering the entrance to a vault. Today, we follow the tracks that the restoration teams ignored, from the mud of Poland to the deep bunkers of the Owl Mountains. This is the story of the lost convoy of the Grossdeutschland, and the 300 tons of special cargo that this Panther died to protect. To understand the why, we must look at January 1945. The Red Army was a tidal wave. The elite Grossdeutschland Division was retreating, but they weren't just fighting for survival. They were escorting a Sonderzug, a special train and a truck convoy that never appeared on the official command maps. Eyewitnesses in the village of Gdynia reported a strange sight. A Panther tank, fully operational but out of fuel, being towed by heavy Panther recovery vehicles not toward the front, but toward a series of pre-war drainage tunnels. The soldiers weren't panicked, they were methodical, they were sealing a site. Recent ground-penetrating radar, GPR scans, of the area where the famous basement Panther was found show something the mainstream media ignored. Anomalous hollow structures 20 meters below the tank's hull. Linear, reinforced concrete corridors that match the precise architecture of the Reichsbank gold vaults. The tank wasn't just abandoned. It was a Sentry. What was inside the convoy? It's commonly called Nazi gold, but the reality is far more dangerous. Declassified intelligence from the Operation Safe Haven files suggests the cargo consisted of 3 distinct assets. First, the currency. Millions in forged British pounds from Operation Bernard, intended to destabilize the post-war economy. Second, the technical blueprints. The Wunderwaffen archives, microfilm containing propulsion secrets and early rocket telemetry that vanished from the Berlin vaults just hours before the Soviet capture. And third, the personnel, signatures of high-ranking officers who officially ceased to exist in April 1945. The Panther was placed exactly at the junction where the railway met the underground entrance. In military terms, it was a dead man's trigger. If the tank was discovered, it meant the site was compromised. But as long as the tank stayed buried, the secret beneath it stayed silent. But burying a 4-5-ton war machine in a civilian basement wasn't just a matter of digging a hole. It was a masterpiece of clandestine engineering. Analysis of the villa's foundations revealed that the concrete used to reinforce the Panther's tomb wasn't standard building material. It was B-25 Panzerbeton, the same high-density reinforced concrete used in the Atlantic Wall bunkers. Why go to such lengths for a tank that was supposedly out of action? Intelligence analysts suggest the Panther was part of a stay-behind protocol. Its engine wasn't just removed, it was replaced by a sophisticated ventilation system connected to the tunnels below. This indicates that the tank served as a pressurized airlock for the vault. As long as the tank sat undisturbed, the humidity and air pressure in the treasure chamber were perfectly controlled to preserve the microfilm and the currency we discussed earlier. Furthermore, declassified GPR, ground-penetrating radar, Reports from the 2010s show that the area surrounding the Panther's grave was laced with electromagnetic chaff shards of aluminium and specialized coal dust designed to scramble Allied mine detectors. This explains why, for over 70 years, the site remained invisible to modern surveying equipment. It wasn't just hidden, it was technologically masked. This level of logistical sophistication required more than just a retreating tank crew. It required a budget that exceeded the cost of the tank itself. We are looking at a state-sponsored disappearance. The Panther wasn't a victim of the war's end. It was the final, most expensive insurance policy of a collapsing empire. And as we are about to see, the trail of that insurance policy doesn't end in a German basement. Is it a coincidence that the commander of the unit guarding this sector disappeared 3 days before the surrender? According to CIA files declassified in 2014, a high-ranking officer matching his description was spotted in the port of Santander, Spain, boarding a ghost submarine, a U-boat, with no markings. The Panther found in the villa isn't an isolated incident. In the Owl Mountains, at the Project Riese complex, 4 more tank hulls were found, used as structural reinforcement for secret blast doors. They weren't fighting the Soviets, they were using the tanks as the ultimate locks for the ultimate safe. When we look at the Gold Train legends, we realize the train isn't a myth, it's a logistical reality. The Panther disinterred in Germany is just the first key to a much larger map. A map that leads directly to the Atlantic coast of South America, to a place where these men started over with the resources of an entire nation. Today, that Panther sits in a museum, its guns silent, its secrets supposedly scrubbed away by restorers. But the hollow echoes under the villa remain uninvestigated. The authorities claim it's too dangerous to excavate further due to structural risks. But we know better. In the world of steel and strategy, there are no accidents. A tank is never just a tank. It is a witness. What do you think? Was the Panther protecting gold, or was it protecting the people who stole it? If you have information about the ghost convoys, share it in the comments. We read every single one. Don't forget to subscribe. In our next episode, we dive into the U-boat 530 and the mysterious arrivals in Mar del Plata. This is Steel and Strategy, dismissed.